So you heard that story, or you read that story about a little girl who was deaf, and there was an earthquake that happened. And out of fear, she ran, and under the bed she hid. Her hearing sister was trying to get her attention to come and get out of the harm's way. But the little girl was frightened. Number one, she couldn't hear her sister. She closed her eyes and hoped that the fear would subside. Now, imagine today, you as an adult, perhaps an earthquake situation happens, and we know it can happen here. And you're in your house, the building collapses, and maybe you're pinned down, something's on top of you, and you can't move. You as a hearing person have options. Community emergency responders are canvassing the area, knocking on doors. Is there anyone inside? We're here to help. But you're deaf, and you're pinned, and you can't move. What do? What if you cannot hear the sirens to alert you of an emergency disaster or an evacuation notice? Rescue workers cannot give you the urgent information you need right away. You've lost a loved one in a natural disaster because you were not prepared. Sign With Me saw the need, and we met the charge. We realized that there was not enough information available to alert the deaf and hard of hearing community, as well as those with access functional needs like wheelchair, or cane, or even bed bound, can't move. There wasn't a lot of information available to explain to them what they as individuals can do during a time of emergency or disaster. And so we were given the opportunity, as Sign With Me, we're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to bridge the communication gap between the deaf and the hearing worlds, communities. And we do that through cross-cultural awareness programs, like classes, workshops, diversity training, interpreting services as well. And we were given the grant opportunity to actually create these videos. And we were able to compile, using the Los Angeles County Brown Book, capturing the different topics and different types of disasters that actually happen. And we've made it visual. It was an effort created for and by the deaf. The entire cast, except myself, the funder, executive director, the entire cast, deaf, hard of hearing community. And all of them were SAG actors and actresses who were struggling, trying to find work in their industry of interest. And they came together with this humanitarian effort because they support the cause of making sure that there's equal communication access for them, as well as the hearing, to understand the need and provide it. And so we were given the grant, and we were able to complete the very first of its kind, American Sign Language Emergency Preparedness Video Project. So there are 4 short videos compiled into one, and it's about 32 minutes long. Okay? And so, did you know that 80% of Americans are not prepared for disasters? So if you have 28 million deaf and hard of hearing in the United States, that's 1 out of every 10 persons you have a deaf person. You have about 3 million here in California alone. What are we doing to make sure that information is available? One way we can do that is through education. Okay? And this is what this tool does, is it educates, it empowers, and it teaches the deaf what they need to do. We also have a signature piece that's specifically dealing with deaf and hard of hearing emergency readiness. So we've been doing things in the community to raise awareness, to make connections, and our goal is to simply be able to get corporate sponsors that can buy the units so that we can distribute them free to the deaf community at various different events. And we're in the process of planning screenings. We're in the process of going to the deaf institutions, organizations, churches, and we want to be able to give the product away. Why charge them for information that we have readily available for free? So our ask is $150,000. That will sponsor for each of the 5 events we have planned, going to Deaf Festival, Deafopia, Cal State University Northridge, etc. And I have a list. Being able to provide a reduplication and free distribution of 1,000 units at each event. So I'm inviting each of you to be able to join the movement to educate, empower, and inspire.
Yes. Beautiful. Bless you, Queen. Bless you.
This is something to me that I think we definitely should get grants for.
Yes.
Absolutely, because this is something that the government should be helping to chip in to take care of. Because yes, yes, it's emergency. So have you done that, or is this something you would be willing to do?
Absolutely willing. We have, and starting in the community, I know they have different approaches, and it's finding that approach to FEMA. And so I'm needing to learn what that is exactly. In terms of the city, we're connected with Los Angeles City and County, and we're in the process of planning a public safety workshop for 2019, where we invite the deaf community and those with access functional needs to come out and learn what they can do to be educated about emergency readiness. So we're making connections not only socially in the community, but also with our entities, emergency management coordinators, and things of that nature. And so at the end of the day, when we go to the deaf community, we still need the product to get to them.
Yes.
And that's where we're looking for the funding.
Have you gone? I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say you need to get to the politicians.
Yes. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So have you gone through any procurement processes so that you can get, go through a competitive bid process and then get selected and then end up with contracts with counties, cities?
We just recently started that, applying to become vendors for the different counties. And so we were able to successfully complete LA County, Riverside, and Orange County. And so we're in the beginning stages of trying to tackle all those areas.
And then what about ultimately, not that this is the best time, but FEMA, federal organization, or emergency recovery organizations, have you begun that approach?
Not yet, but definitely go, yes.
Well, I guess one thing I did want to ask was, beyond giving it free to individuals, are you looking at doing any B2B for corporations who have to prepare their employees?
One of the part of our workshops that we do for diversity training, we actually go into corporations and share about how to improve their employee relations with the deaf and hard of hearing employees that they have. And we focus on teaching more industry-related science to their particular industry. So if you have someone that comes in as deaf or hard of hearing, you at least know some basic signs that you can kind of engage to make that person feel like, oh, you're trying to be of service to me as well while you're waiting for an interpreter to show up.
Yeah, because even through all the corporations I've been to, there's a lot of people that come in for different areas of characteristics of a person. I've never experienced one that really approaches this group of individuals. So it would be really interesting to see how you explore that.
Awesome.